program, similar interactive enlightenment session we hold in Enugu on the 22nd of January 2026, and to working closely with NSITF, Organized Labor, and the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment to strengthen the implementation of the Employees' Compensation Scheme. As we proceed in today's program, I encourage participants to engage actively in the discussion and share experiences and take advantage of the insights that will be provided by our distinguished speakers and our resource persons. Together, we can bridge compliance gap, address operational challenges, and deepen trust in the employees' compensation system. So on behalf of our president, I once again welcome you, and I thank you for honoring our invitation, and I wish you a very productive, enlightening, and impactful session. God bless Nigeria, and God bless us all. Thank you.
Please, a better round of applause for her. Thank you, Ma, for that welcome remark. And we'll go straight on to the opening remark, which will be taken by the barrister Oluwaseun Falaye, the Managing Director, Chief Executive.
Their busy schedule to be here with us today. I thank you for your leadership and for your guidance always. Of course, I thank the Permanent Secretary for Labor and Employment, Dr. Salihu Gwandu, for his supervisory role. Thank you very much. I'd like to say a big thank you to our hosts and our partners in progress, the leadership of NECA led by the President, ably represented here, and of course the DG. Indeed, I also appreciate my distinguished board members who are here seated, who are also critical stake partners representing labor, the organized labor in the ministry. But to everyone else, leaders and captains of industry, good morning. It is indeed my pleasure to welcome you to the Lagos Stakeholders Interactive Enlightenment Forum and Award Ceremony of the NSITF NECA Safe Workplace Intervention Project for 2025. I'm sure you're wondering why we're undertaking a 2025 event in 2026. But as we've explained at the recently held kickoff press conference, this should have been done sometime in 2025, but the exigencies of duty and our calendar made it imperative for us to shift it to this time. But nonetheless, we're glad to host you here to engage and interact on a critical subject matter that really is impactful to labor and employment ecosystem. And Lagos, being the first leg of this engagement, is an apt choice. As you all know, Lagos is a commercial nerve center and is therefore a fitting location for this sort of engagement, given its concentration of enterprise, industries, and activities of the workforce that are here. Over the years, SWIP has evolved into a strategic platform for driving awareness, strengthening compliance, and fostering collaboration around occupational safety and health. This forum therefore represents a critical interface between policy, private practice, and performance, where employers, workers, regulators, and partners engage constructively on how to build safer and more productive workplaces. So today's gathering is not merely an information session. It is really a demonstration of shared commitment that reflects our collective resolve to ensure that economic growth does not come at the expense of worker safety, and that productivity is anchored on environments that protect lives, dignity, and livelihood. I wish to specially commend our strategic partnership with NECA for NECA's consistent leadership and advocacy in promoting employers' compliance and workplace safety. I also use this opportunity to acknowledge the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, the Organized Labor, the International Labor Organization, and all our partners whose continued engagement reinforces the understanding that safe working places are built through cooperation and not compulsion. Distinguished participants, I found principle. And that principle is that every worker matters. That no job is worth the life of any worker. And that no organization can sustainably thrive when safety is treated as an afterthought. SWIP exists to translate these principles to action through audit, through dialogue, and indeed through recognition of excellence when that is brought to fore. So the theme of this 2025 SWIP, which is enhancing workplace safety, strengthening compliance, celebrating excellence, captures the full spectrum of our engagement today. We would advocate and continue to advocate for workplace safety. We will work together with industry stakeholders to strengthen and continue to strengthen compliance, and we would celebrate excellence where we find it. And indeed, we will showcase that today. We'll showcase that as we move from here to Enugu and to Abuja in the coming days. Because for us, compliance must not be seen as a regulatory obligation alone, but as a strategic business decision that safeguards human capital, reduces operational risk, and enhances organization reputation. Today, we also take time to celebrate organizations that have distinguished themselves through demonstrable commitment to occupational safety and health. These awards that we'll be giving out today are not just acknowledgements, but they are our baseline, our benchmarks, and it's through that prism that we'll begin to really measure ourselves and the success that we've been able to achieve in terms of encouraging workplace safety and health. They will signal that compliance is achievable, that safety delivers value, and that excellence in workers' protection deserves recognition. To employers who are yet to fully align with the employee safety compensation scheme, this forum and some of the materials and information that we'll be sharing today really does offer us an opportunity to engage, to ask critical questions, and to begin a partnership that is sustainable and mutually beneficial to the party in the ecosystem. For us at NSITF, we remain committed to being a responsive, solution-oriented institution that is focused on simplifying processes, improving service delivery, and supporting employers in meeting their obligations. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the future of work in Nigeria will be defined by how well we protect our workforce while driving productivity and growth. And it is in that spirit that I urge us to really focus on the issues of workplace safety. I use this opportunity to call on every other organization or every organization that are yet to fully embrace theme of safety and protection that NSITF, working in conjunction with NECA, really behoves to the industry and our employment ecosystem in general. I've always said that we should think about a country, a Nigeria, where all of our workers are adequately protected, be it in the private sector, even as we celebrate excellence in private sector today, and also in the public sector, at the subnational levels, at the local government level, I think that if the private sector is as engaging as it is and are complying and we're driving compliance as we're doing, and the public sector, be it at the national level, at the subnational level, are also doing the same, we're building a much more stronger resilience for our workers at both sides of the divide. And indeed, this is very important because when you look at the
address, he has encouraged us, and perhaps some of us are new to this initiative. We're going to hear more from our host, the DG of NECA. While the MD was talking, we had walking the chairman of the organization. That's a very good one. A round of applause, please. Let's welcome the chairman. While he was also talking, we had the representative of Dangote Salt, Mrs. Diseye Oba, who is the head of the HSSC and Sustainability. You're welcome, madam. And we also had the representative of Guinness Nigeria, Dr. Rita Nwere. Welcome. At this point, let us welcome the DG of NECA as it takes us on why the SWIP Forum and Award. Please, a round of applause for the DG. You're welcome, sir.
Good morning. Good morning. It's nice to have you in NECA House. While I rest on the protocols established and by those before me and my brother, the MDs, NSITF, permit me to also recognize the Honorable Minister for many things. As the MC said, always responded to us, which is understandable. May I also recognize this, Our Excellency, Honorable Minister of State, who has also been there for us in many instances. You know, from Geneva to Abuja, she has always been a pillar of support to us. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. The Permanent Secretary, we cannot but recognize your impact in the short while that since you've been the peers for the Ministry of Labour. Members of the Management Board of the NSITF and my brother, the MD, thank you very much for your reform, your passion for reforms in the NSITF. We align with those passions, even though if we don't agree, even though we don't agree, even though we disagree to agree many times, but we appreciate your work, appreciate the work of the executive directors and all the work that they are doing. Thank you very much. Colleagues from NSITF, colleagues from NECA, our very distinguished MDs that are here, immediate past president of NECA, Mr. Adeniyi, very important MD in this country, Fora. Thank you very much for also joining us, and other members of the NECA family. For us, why SWIP? You know, many years ago, the ILO, the International Labour Organization, had 9 core conventions, just 9. And those core conventions, they are binding on you by the reason of being a member of the ILO. So you don't have to ratify them. You are just bound by them because they are fundamental to the workplace. 2 years ago, or 2.5 years ago, a 10th convention was added, which is Occupational Health and Safety Convention, to reinforce the need of occupational health and safety in the workplace. So OSH is no more an option. It's no more a necessity. It has become a fundamental part of the issues in the workplace. Some have said OSH is now synonymous with human rights, and we absolutely agree with that, because the safety of the workers presupposes the productivity of the employers. And since employers now, our focus is not profit maximization, as people used to say, but profit optimization now. So we align with the concept of OSH. We align with all the ideas that drives OSH, and that is what necessitated those before us coming up with this very important partnership between NECA and the NSITF to drive OSH and drive the conversation to very important conclusion. Now for us, compliance, as the MD said, is no more an option for employers, especially those employers that are aligned with NECA's values. Compliance is no more an option. compliance has become a fundamental part of doing business. In fact, the way we rate competitiveness, we have to rate compliance in the same light, because OSH, as it were, is at the heart of human life in the workplace. And 2 months ago in November, just to demonstrate that NECA's advocacy is not one-sided. It's not just one-sided on profit maximization or optimization. You know, NECA won an award given by the Presidential Enabling Business Council in Abuja that was presented by the Vice President. And the award, it says, in honor of your steadfast commitment and collaboration that has strengthened Nigeria's business environment and advanced the reform agenda, the Renew Hope agenda. That means our advocacy is not just tailored towards profit maximization, but our advocacy is encompassing, focusing on Nigeria's development, as it were, and the general development of the African continent. So I want to present this award to the Honorable Minister and the Honorable Minister of State, because we are your baby, but at the same time we are partners. You know, this is the only ecosystem where your supervising ministry is also your social partner. So I want to present this award to significantly and symbolically present to the Honorable Minister for Labor, the Honorable Minister for State, and also the Permanent Secretary, that our activities are not just focused on business competitiveness or profit issues, that we're also playing a major role in national development, in advancing the reform agenda of this administration, not because it is of the administration, but because we believe those reforms are at the heart of national development. So permit me, Your Excellency, to present this to you, just in front with the Honorable Minister of State and the PS, to help us to symbolically take this. We will collect it back, sir. You're not taking it to Abuja. But to symbolically present this to you as one of the partners that we work with.
All right, thank you, sir, for that session. Please, a round of applause for the DG. So we'll move on to the goodwill messages, and we'll be taking the first goodwill message from Her Excellency, the Honorable Minister of State, Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, Honorable Barrister Nkiruka Oyejocha. Please, a round of applause for her as she comes up for a goodwill message.
Good morning, everybody. I would like to follow the previous speakers who had come up here and adopt the protocol having been beautifully laid by the professionals who came here, except that I was a bit skeptical that if we go by the MC's temperature, we may not leave here today. We may set our table for party and then jokes. And I think that will be fine. Thank you, my brother, for lighting up the room. I would also do not want to follow protocols and forget that the Honorable Minister of Labor and Employment, accompanied by the Permanent Secretary and some directors in our ministry, left Abuja. And all of us are here today in the state of excellence. So you're welcome, Honorable Minister. This is my second home because I live in Lagos. And we are happy to host you today. And I'm sure you're not booking your ticket. I will offer you accommodation. My brother, the MD of NSITF, and my sister, the ED, and all the directors who has been working hard to make sure that this program was held last year, but it couldn't be held because of the work in the office. You know, Ministry of Labor is the ministry of ministries. So we don't have the pleasure of time to do a lot of things, because Ministry of Labor, I believe, is the greatest and biggest ministry that we have in Nigeria. We don't quantify quality and time based on money. It's based on impact to humanity. For me, that's the greatest. And so this morning, I would like to welcome everybody and all our stakeholders today, and to say that I'm delighted to join you at this important gathering under the NSITF NECA Safe Workplace Intervention Project, SWIP. These initiatives is directly the most fundamental obligations of government and employers alike, which is the protection of human life at work. This interactive and enlightenment session combined with today's award ceremony on the Employees Compensation Act, NECA 2010, is more than a statutory exercise. It is strong statement that Nigerian workers matter. And that productivity must never be built on unsafe conditions. The conditions must be safe, absolutely, and it's non-negotiable. The Employers' Compensation Act 2010 remains one of the important, and I would say most important pillars of our labor administration system. It guarantees fair compensation for workers who suffer injuries, disease, disability, or death sometimes in the course of employment. Beyond compensation, however, the Act sends a clear signal. Prevention is better than cure. A safe workplace is not optional, it is legal. And I believe that moving forward, we should also be reviewing the legal system and see how it complies with the quantum of what happens when lives are lost. So I am an advocate that compensations should be reviewed, because as I speak, it's not in tandem with what is obtainable. Many people who died are just getting peanuts. The narratives has to change, and it must comply with the standard and what it's obtainable all over the globe. So the Safe Workplace Intervention Project is therefore both timely and strategic by combining awareness, compliance, support, and recognition of excellence. SWIP helped to shift the mindset of employers from treating safety as an expense to recognizing it as an investment in people, in productivity, and in long-term business sustainability. I commend the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund, and I commend them for trying and working hard to see that things are changing to be able to accommodate the development of now. It shouldn't be as it was, so shall it be, world without end. The world is evolving, and we must keep the pace with development. And I also commend NECA for never ever sleeping on their mandate. Knowing that they represent the workers, they also represent us, the government. Because there will be no worker without a government. Like there will be no country without people. And so you have been there, like we have been there for you. Keep the flag flying. And I also tell you, you cannot present an award to honorable ministers with MD, and you expect that that award will stay in Lagos. I don't think it's right, and that may not be a good gift. So I believe that we have received the award, and we are taking it back to Abuja. So I commend you for all what you've been doing, and I pray that God will keep you strong to be able to continue to do your best. The government is supportive of your programs and will continue to support. When government, employers, and workers work together, labor laws move beyond paper and begin to deliver real protection on the factory floor. As Honorable Minister of State for Labor and Employment, I wish to reaffirm that this administration will not compromise on occupational safety and health. We are strengthening enforcement of the Factory Act, and we'll be calling you very soon to come and partner with us and make sure that those laws are reviewed and is passed with speed of light. We are also intensifying workplace inspections nationwide. We cannot speak of job creation while workers are exposed to preventable danger. No job is worth a human life. Our objective is simple, our objective is simple but non-negotiable. Every Nigerian worker must leave home for work and return safely at the end of the day. I therefore urge employers to fully comply with the provisions of the NECA Act through prompt registration, remittance of contributions, and continuous investment in safety systems. I also encourage workers to remain safety conscious and to exercise their rights responsibly under the law. To the award recipients, I warmly congratulate you. Your organizations have demonstrated that compliance and competitiveness can go hand in hand. You are setting the standard for others to follow. Don't load your guard. Excellence is the word for productivity. In closing, let us reaffirm our collective responsibility to build Nigerian safe workplaces that should remain safe, healthy, and productivity. And in 2026, I urge you to keep an eye to productivity. Our productivity level must go up. It shouldn't stay where it is today. In closing, let us reaffirm our collective responsibility to build a Nigerian workplaces that are safe and healthy through sustained collaboration and initiatives as SWIP. We can shape a future of work anchored on dignity, protection, and sustainable growth. I thank you for your attention and wish this program every success it deserves. Thank you and God bless you.
We can do better. Let's appreciate the Honorable Minister of State. Thank you very much, ma. That was a good one. While she was taking a goodwill message. We had walked in the executive chairman, Ikeja Local Government Area, Comrade Akim Olalekan Dauda. You're welcome, sir. A round of applause. Let's welcome him one more time. We also had walk-in Ambassador Taiwo Oluwadamilare, the Executive National Chairman, Joint National Transport Safety Nigeria. You're welcome. Let's appreciate him, please, one more time. It's also interesting to know that the transport arm have a safety arm. That's a good one. We also had working during that presentation, the representative of the Ministry of Commerce, Cooperative Trade and Investment, Lagos State, the Director of Inspection and Monitoring Department, Ashiribo Razak. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much. We dive straight to our presentation, and the first for today will be the presentation on the Employee Compensation Act 2010, the journey so far, which will be taking the next 10-15 minutes by the Executive Director of Operations, NSITF, Honorable Mrs. Mojisola Ali Macaulay. Round of applause as she welcomes her. The next 10 minutes, the Honorable Minister of State has said we should not stay here for too long because this all is not, they have to go back to Abuja. Thank you very much, ma'am. You're welcome.
I thought the Minister of State has mentioned that he's not flying today, that she's going to accommodate him. Minister, you are not traveling today. You are staying in our Lagos. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to adopt the well-established protocol by the professional MC. So I'm here to do justice to this presentation themed Employees Compensation Act 2010 and the journey so far. IT? Thank you. So I'll just run quickly through it in 10 minutes. I'll try my best. Introduction. First, we have the core mandates of NSITF, scope of coverage, funding of the scheme, the workplace safety and health, available compensation types under the ECA 2010, the journey so far, check presentation and vocational rehabilitation pictures, challenges, the journey ahead, conclusions, and of course, call to action. NSITF is a parastatal under the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment. It was established via Decree number 73 of the 1993 to succeed the defunct National Provident Fund, NPF. Employees Compensation Act ECA 2010 mandates all employees of labor in Nigeria to ensure that all employees are covered under the Employees Compensation Scheme. The ECA 2010 repeals the Workmen's Compensation Act, W6, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004. The scheme makes provision for compensation for any death, injury, occupational disease, or disability arising out of or in the course of employment. Next slide quickly. Now the core mandates of NSITF. NSITF is mandated under the ECA to administer the Employees Compensation Scheme, to also ensure payments of statutory contributions by employers. The NSITF also provide for adequate compensation for employees, promote occupational safety and health, OSH. We also provide rehabilitation and vocational resettlement for injured workers in the course of work, and also expand our social security awareness and coverage across Nigeria. We also collaborate with the stakeholders to foster a deeper compliance. Who is covered? All employers and employees in the public and private sectors, except members of the armed forces. Section 2 and Section 3 takes care of that. And also includes contacts, self-employed, casual full-time and part-time workers. Next slide. The scheme is thereby funded from the contributions made by employers from both public and private sector. The rate of contribution is 1% of the total monthly emolument, and it's based on the employee payroll. Contributions by the employee is highly prohibited under the scheme. It is an offense for any deductions to be made from employees' monthly emoluments for the purpose of the scheme. Now, workplace safety and health, which is one of the core departments under the Operations Directorate. So we're looking at the Occupational Safety and Health, which is promoted under Section 3 of the NECA 2010 as a proactive, preventive approach to managing workplace and OSH risks. Employers' responsibilities are to ensure that there is a safe work environment and conduct routine risk assessments. And NSITF's role is to conduct OSH audits and offer safety training. Incentives also are given for compliant companies, recognition, reduced audit frequency, and that's why we're here today, and that's why we're having the SWIP program. Available compensation types under the ECA 2010. Compensation for injury under Section 7 of the ECA, medical expense refund, MER, compensation for occupational diseases, compensation for hearing impairment, vocational rehabilitation. It is worthy of mention that we're currently undergoing our rehabilitation for some beneficiaries. And also compensation for permanent and temporary disability, compensation for disfigurement, payment of retirement benefits for disabled employees to PFAs. We're currently also having our prosthetics, which will be given to about 98 beneficiaries. The journey so far and some key milestones. So far, we have registered over 197,938 employers and covering 7,754,883 employees. We've expanded our presence in all 36 states with 13 regions and 62 branches. Only newly we created 4 new branches when MD and I came in. Thank you, MD, for that. We had to move swiftly, and we hope to create more branches so that we can have NSITF in every nook and cranny of Nigeria so that our workers can have, wider reach to NSITF. OSH awareness and sensitization were taken to about 2,763 employers in 2005. We also carried out about 814 incident investigations, including 23 fatalities. Onboarding and sensitization of all federal MDAs under the ECS in collaboration with the heads of service of the Federation. We've also extended the ECS to informal economy to ensure everyone benefits from the scheme. We've also digitalized the certificate processing and issuance of employers, as electronic copy within 48 to 72 hours. Please put your hands together for NSITF. We've done so well. We've done very, very well. We've carried out OSH audit and inspection in 3,986 workplaces nationwide from January to December 2025. Please put your hands together. This is unprecedented. We've also established a state-of-the-art call center to attend to all queries and concerns of the general public under the ECS. Please put your hands together again. This has never happened before. These are key milestones of the new management of the NSITF. Now, the journey so far under contingencies and beneficiaries compensated so far, we have them in categories. The first one is the medical expense refund. We have reached out to 8,933 beneficiaries. In the case of death, we've reached out to 51,933 beneficiaries. We've also given out to 64,423 under disability,
loss of productivity, 3,077 beneficiaries. Further medical treatment, we have 12 people. Provisions of prosthetists, 111. Well, we have 98 more coming. Retirement benefits, we've paid 14,087 beneficiaries. And in total, we have 142,576 beneficiaries so far. Nigerian breweries, well, some of the disbursements made include Nigerian Breweries PLC. I think they gulped the whooping sum of 76,070,159, and Mobile Producing Nigeria also gulped a whooping sum of 93,889,566, 30 kobo. That's why Nigeria Limited also got 54 million, over 54 million. Daewoo Nigeria Limited also got over 13 million. Indigo Drilling, 320 million naira. Wow. NSITF, can you please give us a round of applause? And I think this is also worthy of mention to say that the era of waiting NSITF they do safe is far gone. Right or right? Thank you. Nigeria's Customs Service, 39 employers have received a total sum of 484 million. Please put your hands together for NSITF. Nestle Nigeria PLC also got 31 million, 31 million, and the National Assembly also got 25 million naira under a case of occupational disease. Now, behind these figures are family sustained, children education, and livelihood rebuilt, the essence of strength through support. Next slide. Now, these are pictorial evidence. You can see my MDC, Mr. Faleye, my humble self, and the MD of Nestle. And this is also a staff of Nestle, I think. And these are pictorial evidence of some of our beneficiaries under for the ongoing vocational rehabilitation. And we still have more pictures, but anyway, these are some of them. And they also got startup capitals for their businesses. So the challenges NSITF is having to deal with so far is the unwillingness of employers to comply with legislation and on the declaration of employees' emolument and staff strength by employers. I hope the captains of industries here are listening, and we hope that you will do better this year. Delay in reporting of injury and submission of claims application by employers. We also have the challenge to deal with on the public awareness of the ECS, which still remains relatively low despite the great work the fund is doing to sensitize the public. And lastly, poor responses from other tiers of government, both at the state and at the local level, have not been encouraging. I'm happy that the chairman of Ikeja local government is here. We're coming for you, Mr. Chairman. So please tell your Conference 57 people that we're coming to see you soon. So the journey ahead, to scale up employees' onboarding and compliance enforcement drive, both at the federal, state, and local government levels, to include the informal economy. It's no longer informal sector, it's now informal economy. To also deepen OSHA advocacy and workplace safety monitoring. To also expand and enhance the digitalization and optimization of our operational processes to provide a seamless and fast service delivery to all our stakeholders. We wish to also intensive public advocacy? No, to intensify public advocacy and awareness to all our stakeholders. We also wish to improve our claims processing time to ensure that timely compensation for beneficiaries under the scheme. Extend safe workplace incentive program SWIP to additional sectors and states within Nigeria. To foster continuous collaboration with NECA and other stakeholders. And also to drive sustainable social protection in Nigeria through full compliance with the ECS across board. conclusion, and our call to action. Our journey so far shows that when prevention is prioritized, compensation becomes a safety net rather than a system under strain. Through SWIP, NSITF is enforcing the spirit and intent of the Employees Compensation Act 2010, protecting workers, supporting employers, and strengthening Nigeria's workforce and its productivity. Our call to action. Workplace safety is a collective responsibility of employers, employees, and all tiers of government. Your compliance today guarantees a safer and more secure future for every Nigerian worker. Therefore, let's build a secure, healthy, and empowered workforce together. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your listening pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for that round of applause. Another round of applause for NSITF for the journey so far. Thank you. And while that presentation was going on, we have the presence of the Director General of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, in person of Mr. Segun Ajayi Kaji, MNI. There's a round of applause for him. Thank you, sir. And we also have the representative of Seplat Energy, representing Director Corporate Services, Dr. Steve Oje, in person of Mr. Kenneth Okoro. Please a round of applause for him. We have also the representative of Total Energies E&P, the People and Talent Management Advisor, Ms. Abriana Bossman. A round of applause for her. Thank you for joining us. So we'll move on straight to the next presentation, which will be taken by the representative of NSITF, Mrs. Bridget Ashang, the General Manager, Abuja Region. And she'll be taking us on enhancing social protection through partnership, addressing challenges in employer compliance with NSITF scheme. Please a round of applause for her as she comes up. 10 minutes, please.
Good morning. Thank you, and please permit me to stand on existing. Enhancing social protection through, according to ILO, set of policies and programs that are designed to reduce and prevent poverty, vulnerability, social exclusion throughout life cycle. That's from cradle to grave. But social protection is not as popular as the buzzword, the buzz term, social security. So what's social security? And what has it got to do with social protection? Social security is the protection that a society provides to individuals and households to ensure access to health care and to guarantee income security, particularly in the case of old age, unemployment, sickness, invalidity, work injury, maternity, or loss of breadwinner. These are all according to ILO. So what's the relationship between the popular social security and social protection? ILO views social security as a key component of social protection, which is a broader framework. You can liken this to the Ministry of Labor and Employment and NSITF. Social protection is like Ministry of Labor. Then we have parastatals like the NSITF, the Nigeria Directorate of Employment, the institutes, and all of the other organizations and parastatals under the ministry. So anytime you hear NSITF, think Ministry of Labor. And whenever you hear social security, you think social protection. Next, please. So now we have seen what social security is in relation to social protection, and we're talking about enhancing social protection. According to ILO, for you to say you are implementing anything, for any country to say you are implementing anything social security, the DG NECA had mentioned conventions. One of the conventions was the convention number 102, which listed the 9 branches of social security that you must implement before you say you are implementing. And you need to start with 3. And these are both monetary and non-monetary benefits. You'll see that medical care is taken care of, sickness benefit is taken care of because we take care of occupational diseases, unemployment benefits is there, old age, because as we're paying, most of the time we pay to the pension funds as well. Family benefit is there, invalidity is there, survivor's benefit, just maternity benefit seems to be missing. And yes, what is our scheme? It's a safety net. So as we're going to keep talking, just put this picture at the back of your head. NSITF preaches safety first. Safety first. Prevention, preservation of lives. But if all else fails and there is a fall, there is an incident, we are there with the safety net to ensure that it is not more fatal than it should be. So what is NSITF scheme? It's an employment injury benefit enabled by ECS 2010, and it's called the Employees Compensation Scheme, the ECS. It mandates all cover for all employees in private, public, and even the armed forces, excluding the civilians in their midst. It ensures improved occupational health and safety standards. It provides a safety net, reduces, and indeed, it strengthens an employer's brand and trust. Partnership is very necessary because this is a very vital and prodigious task. It's a very important and very, very vital scheme. So it's not something we can do alone. We need as many partners as possible to make sure that this happens the way it should. Then the partnership is not left to chance. It is simply an accurate contribution remittance. Timely, on time. Accurate, please don't under-remit. Timely, on time. Accurate, please don't under-remit. Because all of the benefits from NSITF, all of the eventual benefits, are mostly a derivative of what you've declared as the income of an employee. For instance, if you say he's earning 20,000, so you pay 1% of 20,000, God forbid, when it happens, it's dependence and partnership, because we're talking about enhancing social protection and addressing the challenges faced with employers' compliance for NSITF scheme. What's the impact of non-compliance? They are hidden. You might not see them because we think of the money You might not see them because we think of the money the money involved in making the remittances. But what are the impacts of non-compliance? Unplanned compensation cost for the employer. If erosion of trust in social systems, because employers maybe are not subscribed or they are under remitting, it's eroding the trust that people have in social systems, and then higher social and economic costs to the employer. What are the challenges we've seen and we've experienced with employer compliance? This is almost repeating the same slide as my executive director just stated, and that's to tell you, for it to be prevalent in two independent presentations, these must really be looked into. Low awareness and understanding of the scheme. Because we believe if you understand the scheme, you wouldn't want to do without it. It's not just a regulation, but human capital protection and resilience. That's what the employee compensation scheme is. And then is a perceived cost burden. But in the long run, you'll see it's a social justice, and actually it's going to reduce costs, because no matter how careful we are, there will definitely be incidents in the place of work. And also obstruction. We have some employers who actually obstruct the staff of NSITF from gaining access into their premises or even talking about the scheme. Bureaucratic red tapes and manual processes are some of the issues and challenges we have acknowledged, complaints from our employers. And then we have the challenge of collusion and under declaration of remuneration. I had mentioned that, and of staff strength. This is deprivation. We're actually depriving workers from what they should benefit. Also, informal sector dominance. ILO tells us that in Nigeria, the informal sector accounts for about 92.3%, and we all know how fluid that sector is. So that affect is a challenge to subscription to the scheme as well. And then generally, we face this a lot. General apathy and low trust for anything government. It's something we face, and it's something we're working on generally. Then to address these challenges, we seek to encourage partnerships The first here is awareness, education, and advocacy, because the biggest problem we've seen, the biggest challenge is actually a low understanding and awareness concerning. And we're looking to begin with capacity building within the NSITF, within the staff, because the labor field and policies are evolving. With digitalization and with artificial intelligence, post-COVID and all of that. So it's starting within, and there's serious capacity building going on within. And then with continuous targeted engagements and joint employer sensitization and learning programs such as this. Rollout of digital and traditional media campaigns and outreach, and that is ongoing, and it's going to even still grow bigger and bigger. This is not exhaustive, but we're proposing strategic partnerships, of course, with NECA, a continuous partnership with NECA, with journalists and media houses ongoing, labor unions, international organizations, chambers of commerce, all three arms and tiers of government, and educational institutions and field experts. Second strategy we're looking at is digitalization and resource sharing. This is to tackle bureaucratic red tape, slow processes, and trust. Some of the challenges we've heard from our employers. And the outcome of this is to improve service delivery and trust with reduced bureaucratic hurdles. Like my executive director had mentioned, with the issue of compliance certificates, it's gone from maybe 1 week, 10 days to 48, 72 hours. That's an improvement, and that is due to digitalization of that aspect of our operations. So digitalization of operations of NSITF will streamline processes, increase transparency, that will increase trust, and improve efficiency and enhance accessibility. It will also position the fund to share information resources with strategic partners. Strategic partnership we're proposing or looking at could be with the Nigeria Data Protection Commission, the Nigeria Identity Management Commission, NITDA, Corporate Affairs Commission, and indeed the fintechs. You will agree with me, the fintechs have been doing some amazing work in the country post-COVID. So partnering with them will really go a long way. Then strategy 3 is onboarding the informal economy. And we're working with SMEDEN, we're working with the RTA and sundry market and artisan associations and cooperatives, Algon, community leaders, and influencers. Next, please. Conclusion. No need to invent a conclusion remark. I'm just going to reel out some of the sound bites from the deliveries made by the Managing Director, NSITF. The ECS is not a tax. It is not a burden. It is a shield for employers and employees alike. It is a mechanism for social justice and corporate social responsibility. Do we agree? Workplace safety and social protection are not optional luxuries. They are fundamental pillars of social justice, human dignity, and economic sustainability. Do we agree? And the employees' compensation scheme is not charity. It is justice for enrolled employees. Do we agree? Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The only people that are saying yes are NSITF staff. So do we all agree it's only NSITF staff that are saying yes? Okay, that brings us to knowing the challenges of the employers. But before then, I want to recognize the immediate past president of NECA, Mr. Taiwo Adeniyi, the GMD Vitafoam. Good morning, sir. You're welcome, sir. I apologize for that breach of protocol earlier. So at this time, I want to quickly call on the NECA representative to take us on employers' challenges and the way forward. Welcome with me, Mr. Kenneth Okoro from Seplat Energy. 5 minutes, and you don't need to ask anybody yes or no. Just let NSITF know the challenges, and they take it up from there. Thank you.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I think it's unfair to give the employers 5 minutes when we are the ones making the contribution. So with that, I will go ahead with the presentation. Apologies from Dr. Steve Oj, a director and chief executive and a board member of SEPLAT. He's unavoidably absent to be here. And he is the chairman OPTS HR Subcom as well. So I will be making the presentation on his behalf, standing on the existing protocol that has been established already and considering the time constraint. For the avoidance of doubt, employers are not against the Employee Compensation Act. In fact, it is very valuable to us, and we have been active participants. In the course of this quick presentation, there are questions that will be answered. Has NECA benefited the organized private sector? The answer is yes. Have we experienced challenges? The answer is yes. Can we overcome them? The answer again is yes. Have we implemented it effectively? The answer is yes. And our countries? The answer is yes again. So I will go into the presentation while you have these questions in mind. These are some of the key benefits to employers today. Legal protection, especially the no-fault compensation clause that's in the law. A predictable cost structure for the employer. It means that you make a definite contribution and you get some protection against some claims. Administrative relief because of the role of NSITF in doing that on behalf of employers and administering the fund. Improve workplace safety. Of course, that's the real intent. Prevention, as the Honorable Minister for State said, is better than cure. So indeed, it has led to improved safe workplace. And it has also enhanced the reputation of employers because they become responsible corporate citizens. It's part of the CSR in that regard. And the confidence of employees and their productivity is enhanced because they know that if they are injured, there's some protection for them. So again, just to show that there are some benefits for the employers. Next slide, please. Again, how have we implemented it, right? Registration and compliance on behalf of employers. Employers have largely done that. Workplace safety improvements, as I said initially. And in terms of claims management, yes, I think employers have also done that in implementing it, despite the delays that have been acknowledged. As stakeholders engagement, employers have participated in forums like this. We've actively participated. That's another way we've been contributing. And also, we've amended our policies to align with the ECA requirements. So these are some ways that we've implemented it. Next slide, please. Have we experienced some challenges? I think this is core of the presentation as well. Yes, indeed, we've experienced some challenges. And we are happy that with what we've seen today, there are deliberate efforts to ensure that some of the challenges are resolved. One of them is the efficiency gap. Claims are delayed. And as a result of that, double funding apply on the side of the employer. What that means, because it takes so long to get the claims, the employer will have to take an action. As a result of that, we have private schemes that we have to pay to make sure that we meet the need of the employee at that time while we are waiting. So I think this is a big challenge for us that needs to be resolved. And a lot of employers, because of the challenges, there's limited use of basically because of how long it takes. So there are alternatives in addressing their immediate needs. Also, that something that is very key, the employers are overburdened with a lot of requests and provisions for them to continue to make contributions. We contribute to ITF, PENCOM, NHF, National Health Insurance, TED Fund, NSITF, just to mention a few. So you see that there are over 75 different taxes and levies and fees on employers. I think it would be fair to say we don't have to kill the goose that lays the golden eggs. I think that is the golden eggs. I think that is very, very important for us to consider, because if we don't have business, then there will be no employees. So we need to also consider that. And according to Walter Wilson, capital goes where it is welcome and stays where it is well treated. So as we continue to consider what we need to do, we need the policymakers to take note that if you've overburdened the businesses, then you basically kill the business. Transparency and accountability. It was very interesting to see the presentation that was done by Madam. However, if we do more of these, I think it will be very helpful, so that employers know exactly what's going on. That will be very helpful. The other concern we have, which I will talk a little more about, is the proposed increase in the contribution. This is a very important concern for employers, and it may lead to more businesses living or dying. So we need to reconsider that actively, because of all the other economic pressures that employers today continue to continue to have. So we need to consider that. Next slide, please. Just to summarize what I said in the previous slide, the delays in claims, I've already expressed that. It's a big one for us, for the policymakers to look into. The self-review bias, largely is retained within the NSITF, rather. Same institution that made them. So we need to be more open in the way we administer it, and I think we'll talk about the importance of social partners on the next slide. Poor data transparency, I think is something that we need to have, because if this information, if they're available publicly, it makes it easier for us to contribute. And also we need incentive for the structure of contribution, which I will talk a little more on the next slide. Let's go to the next slide, please. We've been promoting advocacy, knowing that there's an ongoing plan to review the ECA, and these are some of our concerns and implications. The first one is contribution again. When salaries are increased, it means that the contribution also increase. So in the light of that, we will appeal that the percentage contribution is not increased for employers, because employers are already overburdened with a lot of challenges, especially the time we're in, and with the drive of the federal government and our president in promoting business and improving the ease of doing business. This may lead to potential job losses, because businesses have to make profits, and if you overburden them, it means that they may not be able to grow as expected, and also employees will be at the receiving end. The other challenge is investment challenges. Basically, the world is a global village today, very competitive. Investment globally, everybody is competing for the dollar for investment. So we need to consider that, because if we increase the cost of doing business, it becomes a little challenging for businesses to grow and to attract foreign investors. And also we need to, with the current, it does not have incentive-based, it doesn't have incentives to encourage people that have very good safety performance, because we can see how much NSITF is spending. So, but if you make it in a way that people that have very good safety performance are actually encouraged, then it reduces your cost overall. Expansion of the payroll item, that's a big concern for us. We want it to be retained the way it is, for reasons I've mentioned. And also, I've talked about all the multiplicity of levies. Also, in the amendment, we've also observed that the role of social partners is basically being reduced and limited. We will appreciate that is restored, because NSITF or the ECA has survived this long to meet the needs of employees, because of some of these protections and that are already baked into the existing law. So please, we will appreciate that for transparency, for collaboration, and so that the tripartite is respected. We'll appreciate you that they are considered. And that also speaks to the governance structure. Because we've looked at the amendment that's ongoing, we've also realized that the tripartism is being threatened, and also the role of social partners, and also the role of the board in ensuring there's a balance. We really appreciate that, because that's very important to employers. So in wrapping up, are there opportunities for improvement or suggestions on what we can do to actually actually address some of our concerns? One, we have talked about the high contribution burden. Please, we will appreciate that it is maintained. It's already a lot. We are short of asking for a reduction, but if you maintain it, I think that will be fine. And the definition of payroll items, please, we will appreciate if that is not expanded. Digitization and automation, I will not talk so much about it, because that has been emphasized over and over again. We expect that we leverage artificial intelligence to improve compliance and reduce claims time. We can digitize the forms that employers will have to submit, optimize workflows, and leverage analytics to improve and optimize the processes. We believe that if that is done, claims time will be reduced. Again, performance-based contribution model. If we need to introduce a model where if employers or sectors that are doing very well in safety, there's an incentive for them, so that encourages them to continue to improve their performances, so that claims also reduce on the side of NSITF. So we appreciate if you consider that as well. And sector-based solution, because if you have one brush for all the sectors, it may impact them. So we will appreciate that if you streamline the requirements so that we don't lose jobs in the various sectors according to their strengths. And also, when we formulate policies, we appreciate the fact that NECA is actively involved today. We want that to continue, and other stakeholders as well to be part of the process. So, Honorable Minister, we appreciate you for that. The MD NSITF, we also appreciate you for that. Thank you very much. And also, as I said, transparency and reporting. If we can have dashboards that make it easier for people to know what's going on in NSITF, it improves transparency, and employers, not only local employers, but foreign investors will see how transparent the process is, and it's easier to administer. And lastly, we need to establish an independent ombudsman process to review complaints and dispute claims, so that it's much easier for issues to be resolved. I think in closing, we say NSITF has benefited employers, and we appreciate the collaboration of the ministry and the agency with the organized private sector. And we strongly appeal that some of the key concerns we have, especially in increasing contributions of employers, considering the business climate and all the desire of the government to improve job generation and businesses, we should please not overburden the goose that laid the golden egg. Thank you very much, and we believe that we've made a reasonable impact today. Thank you.
Please, another round of applause for him. Thank you for stating the challenges and also providing solutions. Thank you so much. And while that was going on, I want to recognize the presence of the Superintendent Benga Ogunsote, the head of Operations Joint Transport Safety Committee of Nigeria, and the Zonal Transport Officer, Zone 2, Lagos and Ogun State. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you for joining us, sir. I will move straight on to the next presentation from the workers' representative, Comrade Ajewole Ayodele, who is the Deputy General Secretary of the Nigeria Union of Local Government Employees, and he will be taking us through the presentation on safety of workers and benefits under the Employee Compensation Act 2010, the workers' expectation. Please, a round of applause for him. Thank you. 5 minutes, please.
Thank you. On behalf of the Congress President, Comrade Joe Ajero, I wish to tender his unreserved apology for not being here this money. But he sent this piece that will read to the participants. A presentation delivered on behalf of Nigeria Labour Congress on workers' perspective on the implementation of the Employees Compensation Act 2010, experiences, challenges, and practical recommendations at NSITF, NECA, SWIP, Workplace Intervention Project, Interactive Enlightenment Fora, and award ceremony held at NECA House, Alausa, Ikeja. The Employees Compensation Act 2010 is one of the most significant legislation enacted in Nigeria to provide social protection and compensation for the workers who suffer occupational injuries, disease, or death in the course of employment. Before this enactment, Nigerian workers rely largely on the Workmen's Compensation Act of 1987, which was limited in scope, cumbersome, and failed to meet the rising needs of workers in a rapidly evolving labor market. The Employees Compensation Act 2010 is intended to modernize the compensation system, enhance the welfare of workers, and provide a more robust legal framework to ensure timely, fair, and adequate compensation for work-related injuries and illness. The Act marked a shift from employers-centric liability models to a more inclusive, employees-focused social security approach. The ECA 2010 is administered by NSITF, which serves as the implementing agency responsible for overseeing claims, payment of benefits, and ensuring compliance by employers. The scope of the Act extended to both public and private sectors workers, including employees in formal and informal sectors. Although the level of implementation varies significantly, the Act mandates that every employer registered with the NSITF contribute to the insurance scheme based on their payroll and ensure coverage for their employees. Benefits under the Act cover temporary and permanent disabilities, medical treatment, rehabilitation, and compensation for death, including payment of dependents. The Employees Compensation Act also provides provision to preventive measures urging employers to maintain safe work environment to minimize workplace hazard. One of the major achievements of the Employees Compensation Act is the broadening of coverage and clarity on the compensation procedures, unlike the Workmen's Compensation Act, which was limited in scope and often resulted in protracted legal battles for workers seeking redress. The Employees Compensation Act established a systemic procedure for claims, emphasizing prompt resolution and avoiding legal acts, has faced several challenges, many of which impact Nigerian workers directly. One of the primary issues is low awareness among the workers and employers. For instance, the statistics below show how many states have either adopted or enrolled in the Act based on official report and NSITF engagement with subnational government. States like Lagos, Akwa Ibom, Kano, Plateau, Abia, Rivers, Sokoto, Delta, Bauchi, Oyo are listed among the states that have enrolled under the NSITF Employee Compensation Act, including Yobe. Many workers, especially in public sector and informal economy, are unaware of their rights under the Act or the procedures for filing claims. This lack of awareness often results in workers failing to register, complaining, or seek compensation when entitled. Similarly, some employers neglect their statutory obligations either due to ignorance or deliberate avoidance, which undermines the effectiveness of the scheme. In many public institutions, including local governments, councils, non-compliance remain widespread, and monitoring mechanisms are often weak, resulting in many employees being left unprotected. Another significant challenge is bureaucratic delay and procedural bottleneck. While the Act prescribes specific timeline, in practice, claiming process can be slow due to understaffing, poor infrastructure, and administrative inefficiency at National Social Insurance Trust Fund. Workers often face long delay in receiving medical treatment approvals, documentation requirement, and disbursement benefit. This situation not only frustrates beneficiary but also diminish confidence in the scheme, discouraging workers from engaging with the system. Coupled with the delay in the issue of inadequate funding and resource allocation, though employers are mandated to contribute to the scheme, irregular remittances, low penalties for non-compliance, and insufficient government support in public sector workplace have hindered the consistent availability of funds needed to compensate workers. The NECA also face challenges in covering and inclusivity. While the Act theoretically covers all workers, in practice, informal sector employees, contract workers, and casual laborers often remain excluded. Many states, the entire local government, and many scale of enterprises have yet to fully adopt the scheme, leaving a significant portion of Nigerian workers vulnerable, as shown below. Additionally, the Act does not adequately address growing complexity of modern workplace, including gig economy work, remote jobs, and platform-based employment, creating gaps in protection for emerging form of labor. There is also a persistent problem of data inadequacy, as many organizations do not maintain accurate employment records, making it difficult for the NSITF to assess risk exposure, calculate contributions, or verify claims. These are led to delay and disputes, sometimes resulting in workers being denied compensation. Workers themselves face obstacles in assessing benefits, including lack of knowledge about claim procedures, fear of employers' reprisal, and difficulty in obtaining medical reports required to substantiate claims. Injured employees in some public institutions report being forced to navigate complex and administrative process, often without guidance or support. Additionally, some employers manipulate record or delay the reporting of workplace incidents, further hindering the ability of injured workers to receive timely compensation. The challenge of enforcement is compounded by limited oversight mechanism and weak legal framework for penalizing non-compliant employers. While the NSITF has power to impose actions, the system for tracking, prosecuting, and penalizing defaulters remain insufficiently robust. In conclusion, the NECA represents a landmark reform in Nigerian labor and social protection landscape. Its establishment reflects a progressive approach to workers' welfare, emphasizing timely compensation, medical rehabilitation, and preventive safety measures. While the Act has delivered tangible benefits for many workers, its effectiveness has been hampered by low awareness, administrative inefficiencies, non-compliance by employers, limited coverage, and systemic gaps in enforcement. Nigerian workers continue to face challenge in accessing their rights, particularly in public sector and informal economy. Addressing these challenges require a multi-pronged approach, including awareness campaigns, digitalization and streamlining of claiming processes, expansion of coverage, stronger enforcement mechanism, capacity building, and public commitment for both states, federal authority, including local governments. By implementing the recommendation below, Nigeria can ensure that the NECA fulfill its intended purpose, providing comprehensive protection, compensation, and dignity for all workers who suffer occupational injury. A sustained effort to strengthen the Act, improve compliance, and empower workers can transform occupational risk management in Nigeria. This will not only reduce the socio-economic burden of workplace injury, and the death also, to promote a culture of safety, accountability, social justice across workplace nationwide. Untimely, the success of the NECA depends on the collective commitment of government agencies, employers, trade unions, and workers themselves. With renewed focus on awareness, enforcement, and inclusivity, the Act can become a model framework for workers' protection, ensuring that all Nigerians employees enjoy their right to fair, timely, and adequate compensation, irrespective of their sector, status, or location. Recommendations forward for better outcomes. The experience of Nigerian workers assessing benefit under the NECA reveal both successes and areas requiring urgent attention case study from public sector institutions, including local government council, show that workers who successfully navigate the system often receive adequate compensation for temporary or permanent disability, as well as a support for medical rehabilitation. For instance, injured municipal workers in Lagos State and Abuja who engage proactively with the National Social Insurance Trust Fund reported receiving timely medical treatment and partial wage replacement during recovery. Conversely, workers in the state like Delta, Edo, and certain northern councils have encountered delay exceeding several months or even years, highlighting inconsistencies in implementation. Secondly, enhancing administrative efficiency as the NSITF is crucial. This including digitizing records, streamlining claims processing, improving staffing, and establishing region offices to reduce delay in documentation and disbursement benefits. Another critical area for improvement is capacity building for both workers and employers. Training program on occupational safety. Claims filing and risk management can empower employees to ascertain their rights while equipping employers to maintain safe workplace and fulfilling statutory obligations. To address this gap, employers and union can organize regular sensitization program, workshop, and seminar to educate members about the Act. Utilizing print media, radio, social media, and workplace notice board can further extend the reach of these campaigns, ensuring that even workers in remote or rural areas understand their rights and procedure to assess compensation. This recommendation might include calls for strict enforcement of employer compliance, digital, and claim processes, expansion of coverage to informal and contract workers, and adaptation of Act to address emerging work trends such as economic and remote employment. Also, monitoring and evaluation of the workers' compliance, reporting defaulters, and ensuring that contributions are remitted and benefits disbursed timely will help strengthen enforcement. Thank you very much.
Let's appreciate him, please. He did a lot of magic to round up. That's a 10-page presentation.
I can assure you that Comrade Ajero's speech is 3 minutes. He's the person that read it, that dragged it to. I know him. It's 3 minutes. Honorable Minister of State, I want to crave your indulgence, your very special indulgence, for us to take 2 remarks, very important remarks. Don't mind our breach of protocol. Just permit us to take it. One is very important. If you notice, if you've been in the news, you notice last month or thereabout, there was Lagos State was doing town renewal around Yanogoro. And last week, it was at Makoko area, just town renewal, that's what we call it. And I have the Ikeja local government chairman here. We'll be taking your remarks, sir, so that the town renewal activities will not cross our area. We'll take the remarks from the Honorable Chairman of the local government, and also we take a 3-minute remark from the Chairman of the Management Board. With your discretion, sir, permit us to just take 5 minutes. Sir. Thank you, ma'am. Honorable Chairman, Ikeja Local Government, our landlord, as it were, please. 2.5 minutes, please.
Let's appreciate him. If your office is in Ikeja, you better appreciate him better now, before the renewal gets to your place.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Minister, I would like to stand on the well-established protocol. I would do welcome address, just to welcome our participants from Abuja, from various.
Apparently, my remarks will have come earlier in order to reshape the structure of how this SWIP should be projected. In every sector, I believe every worker deserves to return home safely and unharmed at every day. This gathering aligns firmly with the federal government Renew Hope agenda, the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, which places the Nigerian workers at the center of national development. No nation can achieve sustainable growth where workplaces are unsafe and lives are treated as expandable. Safe workplaces are not optional. They are foundational, and every factory, construction site, farmhouse, office, and workshop must become a space where productivity thrives alongside protection. By advancing workplace safety, we are not only preventing harm, we are strengthening national stability, economic resilience, and the promise of a better Nigeria. At NSITF Management Board, our mandate under Employees Compensation Scheme is guided by a simple principle: prevention is better than compensation. While we stand ready to support workers and families when accidents occur, our highest calling is to ensure that those accidents ways. One of the ways, which is essential, is creating a national conversation on occupational safety and health, OSH. It provides practical enlightenment for building safer workplace. And finally, but not the least, to celebrate excellence, recognizing organizations that lead in safety culture and compliance. Recognition matters, yes. It affirms that safety is not a cost. It is a strategic asset. Organizations that invest in safety are resilient and trusted by their workforce and communities. Today's forum in Lagos and those in Enugu, which is coming up, and Abuja, indeed. And I will appreciate by the next one we're going to be doing that the DG NECA and the NECA management ensure we include the North. One where prevention is embedded in policy, practice, and everyday decision-making. NSITF remains committed to deepening partnership with NECA and employers to strengthen compliance, expand awareness, support enterprises, and reduce workplace injuries, fatalities, and economic losses
from preventable incidents. Together, we can shift from reaction to prevention, from compensation to protection, and from isolated efforts to a coordinated national movement for safer workplace. I commend NECA for its leadership and congratulate organizations being recognized today. Your example raises the bar, and for the entire ecosystem. This reminds us that together we create safer workplace. And just to cut my long speech short, in order to save our time, God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, God bless NECA, and God bless you all.
We can do better, ladies and gentlemen, for the chairman of the NSITF board. This time, can we all be on our feet as we welcome the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment, for his keynote address. Please, a round of applause for Honorable Minister this time. Can we please clap our hands? That's the meaning of a round of applause. Can we keep clapping until he comes here? Clap, 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 clap. Thank you very much, sir.
Please get seated. Let's sit down. Thank you. Like all other speakers, I want to crave your indulgence to also stand on the existing protocol already established. I think I have your permission. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But please allow me to recognize my colleague, my sister, the Honorable Minister of State for Labor and Employment, and to also thank her for the offer that she has extended to me to stay a night in Lagos, even though she is aware that our hosts, chief hosts, are the NSITF and NECA. Madam, I thank you very much for this offer. You remember I didn't say anything. I wanted to go out and call my wife to confirm whether I should give you the go-ahead to make arrangements or not. We will do that when we go out. Yes. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before I go through my formal speech, I want to recognize all the presentations that have been made and to appreciate each and every presenter and to thank you most sincerely for what you have done so far. I'm particularly happy and gladdened to see, yes, NECA. But I recall with delight now that I received several letters from NECA, some of them from Labor, about these amendments. I'm very happy that these things are now being presented publicly to all our stakeholders. And I'm only not fully happy that I have not seen the representatives of the National Assembly who are on this job. But I believe the chairman of NSITF, who is heading the governing board of this organization, where both NECA, Labor, and SITF are there. You have a very powerful assignment. Please make sure that there is better understanding, there is better synergy, cooperation between all these organizations so that together we move these issues to greater heights for the betterment of our workers and for the productivity in the various employment organizations and for the good of our dear country. I believe with this kind of interaction, we should be able to put everything at the back of our minds and face the reality of the situation that is on the ground. What is most important is safety of work in all our workplaces, and to ensure that while doing that, productivity is also not compromised. I want to thank each and every member who has made presentations here, and to say that you have done very well and you are contributing greatly to the success of what we are doing as a government and to the success of what the National Assembly is going to do. NECA, I believe by now, they must have been convinced that this administration is a listening administration, because they never thought that this kind of avenues would be provided for everybody to say his mind. So also the Labour, the NLC, Mr. President, Joe Ajero, he also wrote so many letters to my office, to Mr. President's office, to the Speaker, to the Senate President, so many places, just to show concern for one thing or the other. We are always there, we are all ears and ready to listen, so that together we move this country forward. I thank you most sincerely for this, and I do hope that before we go to Port Harcourt and Abuja, we should be able to get members of our Committee on Labor and Employment to be with us, so that they will hear again and again on these issues that we have been talking about, so they will have a better understanding of what each and every one of us is talking about, so that together we have a better understanding and better synergy of what we are talking about. Having said this, I want to seek your permission to just go ahead and read my formal address, which goes as follows. Don't worry, it's just 1.5 pages. I believe within 2 minutes, I have seen my colleague, the Honorable Minister, is pushing this in to ensure that we fast track it and finish it within the time scheduled for the program. So like I said, I'm pleased to be part of this important gathering, marking the NSITF NECA Safe Workplace Intervention Project, an initiative that brings together key stakeholders to advance the cause of safe, healthy, and productive workplace in Nigeria. This interactive and enlightenment session, combined with award ceremony on the Employees Compensation Act 2010, is a strong demonstration of our collective commitment to the protection of workers and sustainability of enterprises. The Employee Compensation Act represents a major milestone in Nigeria's labor administration framework. It guarantees fair, adequate compensation to workers who suffer injuries, disabilities, diseases, or death arising from the cause of their employment. More importantly, it places a premium on prevention by encouraging employers to prioritize workplace safety, risk management, and occupational health. The Safe Workplace Intervention Project is therefore timely and strategic. By combining awareness, compliance support, and recognition of best practices, SWIP promotes a culture in which safety is not seen as a cost, but as a critical investment in human capital, productivity, and national development. Let me commend the Nigerian Social Insurance Trust Fund and the Nigerian Employers Consultative Association and the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment for this collaborative effort. It reflects the spirit of social partnership that is essential for the successful implementation of labor laws and social protection policies. Government employers and workers must continue to work together to build safer workplaces and ensure that no worker is left unprotected. As a ministry, we remain fully committed to strengthening occupational safety and health systems through effective enforcement of the Factories Act, implementation of the Employees Compensation Act, and continuous engagement with stakeholders. Our goal is to create a work environment where every Nigerian worker can return home safely at the end of each working day. I encourage employers to fully embrace the provision of the NECA by ensuring prompt registration, remittance of contributions, and proactive investment in workplace safety. I also urge our workers to be safety conscious and to take advantage of the protections offered under this act. To the award recipients today, I congratulate you for setting a commendable example. Your dedication to compliance and workplace safety should inspire others across the country to raise their standards and align with the best practices. In conclusion, let us all reaffirm our shared responsibility to make Nigerian workers safer, healthier, and more productive. Together, through initiatives such as this, we can build a future of work that is anchored on dignity, protection, and sustainable growth. I thank you for your attention and wish this program every success. Thank you, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
We can do better. We can do better, ladies and gentlemen. Please take me with the minister, please. The future of Nigeria is in our hands. And we'll do it better with NECA. Thank you very much. Please, I would like to crave the indulgence of us on the high table, front row, to please take the group photograph. DG, where do we prefer, up or down? Up. Okay, Minister. The Honorable Minister of State, the Chairman NSITF, the MD, the EDs, the NLC, the Chairman, local government. Please take it easy on the stairways. Please, photographer, please, on time. We don't want to waste the time of the distinguished. Photographer, stop telling them to come forward now. They will fall. Please, if you are the owner of this vehicle, Nissan Xterra, EKY 813BZ, we appeal that you kindly move that vehicle. You are blocking an automobile, please. The owner of this vehicle, Nissan Xterra, EKY 813BZ, you are blocking an automobile. Thank you very much. Sorry. We are quickly transiting to the final part of the part 2, which will be anchored by the DG of NECA. A very short interactive session to just get feedback from So at this time, I have the permission of the DG to move directly to the award ceremony and presentation of infrastructures to selected companies. Welcome with me. We have the next 10, 15 minutes to do all this. As I welcome Isabella Hussein, am I right? To take us on this final part of this program in the next 10 minutes. Please, we have to round up fast. Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Thank you. I believe we're having a very good time so far. And since the Honorable Minister has stood on existing protocols, as a very wise person, I choose to stand exactly where he stood. So, I also believe I'm here with, my name is Isabella Hussein, Assistant Director for Learning and Development and Projects here at NECA. And I'm also here with my senior colleague,
Adenike Adebayo Ajala.
Thank you. She's the Director for Social Labor Affairs here at NECA. And I consider this, this role that we have. So so because this is happening in Lagos, we are actually considering the organizations or companies that were audited in the Southwest. So it's not just organizations here in Lagos. So the first category of awards, we would be calling out different categories and the organizations who won in these categories, and then would also call out members of the high table to support us in presenting these awards. So for the first one, I hope we have your attention. Right now, I feel like we should have that soundtrack, like tum tum tum. So, for the first award, we have Outstanding Workplace Safety Compliance in Southwest. Compliance in Southwest. And to support us in presenting this award, I have the privilege to welcome the chairman of the NSITF Management Board, Honorable Shola Olofin, to present this award. And the winner of the Outstanding Workplace Safety Compliance in Southwest is International Breweries PLC, Ogun State. Okay, so we have the representative, please, sir.
Please go ahead and make the presentation, sir. Mike, yes.
Thank you. So, on behalf of NECA Management, I'm presenting this award of Outstanding Workplace Safety Compliance in the Southwest Nigeria to the International Breweries PLC, Shagamu.
Thank you, sir. The second award goes to Best Safety Innovation in the Southwest, and it will be presented by the Director of Social Security, Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment. Would you come up, please, ma'am? Madam Francis Adikwe. Franca. Barrister Franca Adikwe. Oh, okay, she stepped out. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, she comes up. And the winner in this category is Bristol Helicopters Nigeria Limited.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. I would like to, okay. All right. Going on to the third category for sustainability, environmental management, and excellence in the Southwest. And this award will be presented by the DG Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, Mr. Segun Ajayi Kadri. And this award goes to Guinness Nigeria PLC for Southwest. Now, for zero accident achievement, this award will be presented by Comrade Adeyanju Adewale. Please come up, sir. And this award goes to British America Tobacco PLC in Oyo State. The next award for exemplary emergency preparedness for the whole of the Southwest. This will be presented by the MD of the NSITF, Barrister Oluwaseun Falaye. Please come up, sir. Falaye. Please come up, sir. And this award goes to Nigerian Breweries PLC. For this category, for leadership excellence on occupational safety and health in the Southwest, anted by the this is for the exemplary emergency preparedness for Southwest.
Congratulations to Nigeria Breweries PLC, Lagos State.
And then for leadership excellence on occupational safety and health for the Southwest, this will be presented by Mr. Taiwo Adeniyi, the GMD Vitafoam Nigeria PLC, and the immediate Vice President of NECA. You're welcome to the podium, sir. This award goes to Chivita Hollandia Chi Limited, Lagos. And they are under UAC. Sir, will you lead them to collect the award, sir? Yes. Please let's give them another round of applause as they come up. Congratulations, this is well deserved.
In no particular order, the first winner of the Hot Infrastructure Award is International Breweries PLC, Ogun State. So this is an encouragement to say, keep up the good work. Please, can we have it displayed on the screen? So in there we have first aid boxes as well as personal protective equipment. Congratulations to International Breweries PLC. Thank you.
The second winner, and this will be presented by Mrs. Florence Owe, Director of Occupational Safety and Health, Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment. Please come Can we encourage her, please? And the winner for this is Bristol Helicopters Limited, Lagos State, for the whole of the Southwest.
In there you have 8 boxes, personal protective equipment, as well as fire appliances. Thank you very much.
Next will be, we would like to welcome to the podium. Oh, sorry, sir. Just to the floor there, so we don't need to come up. You can come up.
Okay, so we'd like to invite Comrade Marwan Mustafa Adamu, MNI. And he presents the award, OSH Infrastructure, to Ines Nigeria PLC. In there we have first aid boxes, personal protective equipment, as well as fire appliances.
The next award will be given by the this is Otutu Secretary General of the International Chamber of Commerce, Nigeria. Please come up, madam. And the award for the next winner goes to Dangote Salt PLC Lagos.
It's a round of applause. Thank you. So they'll be receiving first aid boxes as well as fire appliances.
And the last company in this category
Ma, don't go yet. We still need you to do the last one. All right. So the next award winner is the British America Tobacco PLC or your state. Please a round of applause for them. They have personal protective equipment as well as fire appliances.
at this juncture would like to invite to the podium the Director General, Nigeria Employers Consultative Association, for the final award. Welcome, DJ.
Please a round of applause.
All right, thank you very much for hanging out with us at NSITF Zone. Really want to appreciate the Honorable Mr. State and the PM for leading Abuja. Very unusual to have the whole head of the whole gamut of head of the ministry to leave their domain and then come to somewhere. Thank you very much. And we'll be moving to the last award. When you were walking in, if you didn't see anything, you will have seen 2 ambulances. I'm sure you saw, basically you saw those 2 ambulances. I'm permitted to call on the Honorable Minister for Labor and Employment, and Your Excellency, respectfully please can you come to the podium. Also, the Honorable Minister of State, Excellency the map, please join the Honorable Minister upstairs. The Permanent Secretary, can you join them upstairs. The MD, NSITF, FD, also join us upstairs for the presentation of this, and the chairman, NSITF, please join us. permit me to call, we are going to give the plaque. A plaque, the PS can hold the documents, Excellency can hold the plaque, the minister can hold the key. So the first winner, we have two winners, exceptional safety culture in the Southwest, and the winner is NECA. The winner is Shivita, Hollandia, Shilbited, Lagos. Thank you for keeping the culture. And the second winner, can we give the honorable ministers the same with the documents, the flag, and the key? Permit me to call on the representatives of Nigerian Breweries PLC Lagos, the second winner of the ambulance. Nigerian Breweries. Please, let's give a round of applause, please. Immediately after the presentation of the papers and the insignias, respectfully the Honorable Minister for State and those on in front will walk towards the ambulance that we present it physically to the winners. Respectfully walk outside so that we do the physical presentation of the keys to the winner. My colleague will take the announcement. Once we finish the announcement, lunch will be served. Please don't hold on, please don't leave. And for those that are able to join us, we'll be going to Enugu on Thursday. So the second leg of this program is holding in Enugu for the southeast and south leg of it. And on the 27th of January, Tuesday, we'll be in Abuja for the north and north central part of it. So kindly hold on a bit while the minister respectfully do the final presentation outside. The minister can. The minister and the management board members of the NSITF minister will do the final presentation. While others just hold on for us for 1 or 2 minutes and then launch the sound. While you are seated, please. Please, while we're seated,
While we're seated, let us allow the Honorable Minister and the NSITF board members and their EDs to join in the physical presentation of the ambulances. Please, while we're seated, lunch will be served while seated, please. Let's be seated, please. I'm sure NSITF is here. Non-compliance will not be allowed. Please, anybody not seated will be sanctioned by NSITF. Congratulations to the winners. In the next 5 minutes, we should round up and go back to our various places. We are not through yet. We're also going to have responses from beneficiaries. We are going, and while seated, as announced, lunch will be served. I see them giving some green bags. Please check what is inside your own bag. Assumption is not good. Safety is important. DJ, bring it down a bit. Please, ushers, can we be fast about the service so that once the Honorable Minister comes back in, we are just good to go for the whole of things, and we'll find our way how some of us are still going back to our offices. You can check the screen. The presentation is ongoing outside. Presentation of the ambulances. Please, ushers, let's be fast about the service so that we don't make mistakes while we come back. As you can see, the first one is being presented. Limited. And it is hoped that the companies that won this year will not win next year. Meaning that other companies will comply better and win the award. So the companies that did not win ambulances this year, but you won other things, you need to strive to win ambulances next year. This year, allow others to play. You can't be winning ambulances every year. You also need to be careful how you win ambulances so that injury will not increase in your workplace. You also need to be careful how you win ambulances so that the ambulances will not be too mobile. May those ambulances be parked without use. Nobody say that. They may be regularly used in your company. When I pray, you did answer. May those ambulances just go for service and come back. People, you are pretending as if you are not Nigerian. The only prayer you know. Even when you don't follow the safety measures. And please, any driver that is going to be driving the ambulance, they should not go and use it in general hospital. Ushers, are we done serving? Please, let's make it snappy. As we can see, they are on their way back. I'm sure they are done with the presentation. So that we'll make this place closing. I think we are going to the second ambulance now. I don't know how the people outside are now plenty than people that left here. What's really going on outside? Ushers, please. Let's make it snappy. Don't go yet. We have not closed. Some people have collected food and left. That's not safety conscious. So. Ushers, please, to my right, to my right. We have not served to my right. Let's make it snappy, please. Seated, please. Can we be seated? Our dignitaries are coming back. Can we be seated? Can we be seated, please? We need to obey the Honorable Minister. We have to leave here now.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister for State, Command Secretary, thank you very much. The Management Board of NSITF, thank you. We'll take probably I'll just take the vote of thanks on behalf of my colleague that's supposed to do it. I really want to appreciate your presence. We know it's work for us, but we don't want to take it for granted. Thank you very much for coming, sir. The EDs of NSITF, Representative of President NECA, member companies, those that won, we want to congratulate you. That you won this year doesn't mean you win next year. Probably the process is going to be more rigorous, it's going to be more engaging. We want to just urge all of us that we keep the flag of OSH, we keep it flying. May I request that we be on our feet? Can we stop the food, please? Can we stop distributing it? Can we stop moving around? Please, can we be on our feet as we take the national anthem, please? Esther, I said that guy should stop distributing it. We'll take the national anthem. After the national anthem, we'll respectfully request us to allow the Honorable Minister and the Minister for State, the Chairman of NSITF, the MD to move out first. Then all of us can take our meal and then we can proceed to our different destinations. The national anthem, please.
Nigeria, we hail thee, our own dear native land. Though tribes and tongue may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians all are proud to set our sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace, oh, bow to honor, and this we count as gain. To hand unto our children a banner without stain.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Please, may we allow the Honorable Minister, the Minister for State, the Permanent Secretary, Chairman NSITF, the MD, and those in front to kindly take their exit. Please, you can sit down while the lunch will be served while you are seated, please. Thank you very much.